comedy here at Happy Hour, Anniston, Alabama. I'm standing right beside Matthew. Matthew is ready to go up there on that stage with the rest of these guys and try to win this thing. Matthew, how are we feeling tonight?
Feeling pretty good. I mean, now that I know that it's not a physical fight, I overheard some conversation earlier from a guy I actually know pretty well, Waddy Jenkins. I think that...
Hot tag! Tag out. No, hit the bricks. I got this. Jesus. Let me show you how to do this. I'm going to show you how to do comedy later. Right now I'm going to show you how to do this. Matthew Glover, brother. I live and breathe. How you been? It's been a long time.
I'm good. How I heard you had some problems. I'm glad you're back here.
That asshole didn't call you by your last name. He just kept saying Matthew.
Matthew,
yeah. It's like he didn't know you. It's like somebody just handed him a mic and said, "Oh, you interview this guy or something." I mean, what's he doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how it sounded. Not how it went, though.
That's not how it went. That's how it came off. It's like somebody said, "Oh, interview this guy you've never seen in your life," and he's like, "I think his name's Matthew."
Right. What I was getting at before the hot tag we had there, I feel like I'm in a unique position to win here tonight since I am well acquainted with you, Mr. Waddy. Also, Delbert, really well known, almost related if you look at it the right way. So that gives me the inside advantage to take things home tonight.
Now, are you willing to do whatever it takes, get down and dirty to win this thing? All right. There's been some guys. I've seen some of the footage from earlier. There's been some guys talk some pretty heavy duty shit down here tonight. So are you willing to get down in the mud, get dirty, get rough to win this thing? One guy said he's gonna hit people with chairs.
Well, Waddy, as you know, I am a former elected official. Doesn't get any dirtier than that. So if I'm willing to do that, what am I going to do here tonight?
Goddamn right. Here he is, former elected official Matthew Glover. He's going to be elected tonight, and he's going to win the happy hour. God damn it. Can we start that? We're live, pal. Shit. I
got half the brain of you.
What's it called? The
happy hour main event comedy or something.
We were doing so good it went to shit because I couldn't remember the name of it.
You think we'd be better at this ad?
So, me and Delbert smoking. Anyway, all right, main event thing. Matthew Glover's going to probably win. I don't know. They ain't told me to finish yet. I don't know. So he may win. One of the other guys may be going over. They hadn't told me, but we'll see. Okay, stick around.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Matthew Glover!
Hey, I'm Matthew from Coleman. I'm 39, and I live with my mom. Oh, that was my Tinder profile, I guess. Sorry about that. I was hoping at least tonight that we would have some screens on so we could keep up with the scores of the games. Which brings to the question, whose idea was it to run comedy against college football in Anniston, Alabama? I've known people that have had their life ruined simply by a scheduling conflict with college football. My cousin informed her husband that they had to go to a wedding on the third Saturday in October. Any of you here know that is the day that Alabama plays Tennessee. And I like to think it went something like this. Hell no, I ain't going to no wedding for your sister, especially her third time. They're playing the Tennessee Vols. What's wrong with you? Not a college football crowd. I also do local high school football, and a lot of the times I wound up being on the Praise FM channel, which is a sister station for the local radio station in Coleman, Alabama. And you might think that's a bit weird that we would have 6 days a week of hellfire and brimstone preaching, along with gospel music that was probably produced about the time your grandmother was born. But it makes sense, because after all, outside of Southern Baptist, the second most popular religion in the South is college football, of course. So by that logic, I think that basically makes me a And speaking of football, those broadcasters, excuse me, I'm sorry, missed the spot. Recently I moved back in with my mom, as I mentioned, I live with my mom. I'm 39 years old. And it's been interesting. I went from living by myself to being in a house with the person that birthed me. So obviously a few routines had to change, you know what I'm saying? But one of the biggest things has been, there's a kind of a spotlight back to how I grew. Because she's gonna be 70 tomorrow, actually. And one thing that really sticks out is there's so many damn books in that house. Like, you never see books anywhere anymore, but for some reason she has a bunch of them, and she has a whole bookcase just filled with cookbooks. And y'all, 50s and 60s cookbooks is wild. They got names like Recipes to His Heart and How to Keep Your Husband Satisfied at the Dinner Table. And there's one of these recipes that I saw in there that was called My Man Cookies. And I swear to God, this is real. I had to write down the ingredients to tell you. It involves 3 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 1 box of brown sugar, 2 cups of whole milk, and 4 sticks of butter. So y'all notice none of them books will be called How to Keep Your Man Alive Past 55. And I don't think that was a coincidence. I think it was pretty much an insurance policy. Because best case scenario in the 50s and 60s, your man came home from work, you had the food on the table right when he stepped foot in the door. He ate it, mostly silently, no compliments, of course. Then he went on into the living room, drank a few beers, and passed out before 9. That was a win. That was a good night. Tough crowd tonight. Oh, but I'm very familiar with that type of guy. I actually worked at an auto parts store in Pullman for about 15 years. And he would be the type of dude that showed up 30 minutes before we opened and walked in and said something like, well, I guess you guys are keeping banker's hours now. Because he's been up for 4 hours drinking coffee, you know, down at the local Jack's, where they all sit around a big table that seems oddly placed in a fast food restaurant. I guess we know now why it's there. It doesn't make logical sense, though, because I don't think a 59-cent cup of senior coffee every day of the week is really going to pay the bills. He's the type of dude, though, that shows up and makes his usual jokes, talks some absolutely misogynistic stuff about his wife, and then he's like, hey, guys, I got to head out. I'm going to the hardware store now, and he's going to do it all again tomorrow. Anything to hide the fact that he's extremely unhappy with his wife of 50 years, who's hated for his 47. But one day, I decided, you know, I'm going to ask him, hey, Larry, by any chance, does your wife collect old cookbooks? All right, well, that's it for me. Y'all have a good one.
Matthew Palmer!